Hi, this is Damien Marie AtHope, and I'm an axiological atheist. I am also against hereditary religion. Welcome to the 7th Annual International Day of Protest against hereditary religion. Here is what hereditarian religion means to me. A general expression of what I see as hereditary religion is in a parent telling a child what their religion is, A, B, C, whatever, and forcing this unchosen belief by the child on the child until they too say they believe as they're told. Now, this is like almost all religious parents do to some degree all over the world. Of course, I'm talking about forced indoctrination, claiming all the while that religion is a free choice. And while they're claiming these religions or gods are a free chosen belief, when it really boils down to it, it often was just a matter of agreement. Agreeing to the power of one's above you. Basically, a parent tells you or a caregiver tells you this is the religion that I believe, and you simply say okay and equally accept that belief. Not because it's been proven to you, not on a reasoned judgment, just agreement. And this agreement, accepting of the power of another to tell one what to think, with little thinking about it. And in general, but most definitely, if a said religion is pushed on the magical thinking minds of children under 7 years old. Because such children tend to appeal to animistic thinking, hypothesis in general, and such conclusions. And they are thus unsure or are being creative in their thinking and not getting a real application of what can be real and what could be not real, what beliefs are valid and what beliefs are not valid. So don't get this wrong. What I oppose is the force of hereditary religion. That somehow if a parent is born with a religion, the child is born with a religion, and their children are born with a religion. This is ridiculous. No one's born with a religion. It shouldn't be. It's about belief. Then the belief should be that you make this discernment and this decision on your own. So this brings me really to religion harm and the way to try to stop it, because it's a rights violation. And I think that to me, that's one of the first things that needs to happen is to realize that this is a human's rights issue. This freedom to believe as one sees fit. And this includes a child choosing not to believe. They should be provided with the resources to come up with their own decisions, including if it is a no decision, to choose nothing, to choose not to believe. Regardless of what a parent believes or doesn't believe. This should be the case to me. So this also highlights to me a reason why this rights violation, has to be taken serious. And it's because it's a human rights issue and it also causes trauma. So there's a thing called religious trauma syndrome and how some organized religions lead to mental health problems. And groups this is certainly more the case than groups that demand obedience, conformity, and do this through the production of fear. And not through the desire for care or love or growth or well-being of the child. And that's Valerie Taralco, Tarico. I know I don't spell good. Anyways, she is a psychiatrist and a writer in Seattle, Washington, and is the founder of Wisdom Commons. She is the author of Trusting Doubt. A former evangelical looks at old beliefs in a new light, and DS and other imagings. Her articles can be found at Valerie, so it's VALERIETARICO.com, and it will be in the information. All right, for the past 20 years, Dr. Madeline Windle, a human development consultant, has consulted with men and women in recovery from various forms of fundamentalist religion, including the Assemblies of God denomination in which she was raised. Windle is the author of Leaving the Fold, a guide for former fundamentalists and others leaving their religion. And I will also provide a link to that. Okay, and it was written during her years in private practice in psychology. Over the years, Windle has provided assistance to her clients whose religious experiences were even more damaging than hers. Some of them are people whose psychological symptoms were just exacerbated by their religion, but also ones that actually caused by it. Then Dr. Windle made waves by formally labeling what she calls religious trauma syndrome, and beginning to write and speak on the subject for professional audiences. When the British Association of Behavioral and Cognitive Psychologists published a series of articles on the topic, members of a Christian counseling association protested what they called excessive attention to a relatively niche topic. One customer said, a religion, faith, or book cannot be abuse, but the people interpreting it can make anything abusive. A toxic religion, simply misinterpretation? Well, I don't think so. Religion itself has a lot of toxic things. Homophobia, sexism. Anyways, so the Bible promoted slavery. And so you would ask, though, what in a sense is religious trauma? Why does Windle believe that religious trauma merits its own diagnostic label? So some of those are addressed in her interview. And according to Dr. Windle, religious trauma syndrome is a set of characteristics that tend to go together and which are related to harmful experiences with religion. They are the result of two things: immersion in a controlling religion and the secondary impact of leaving the religious group. The RTS label provides a name and description that affected people often recognize immediately. Many other people are surprised by the idea of such a term as religious trauma syndrome, because in our culture, it is generally assumed that religion is benign or good for you, just like telling kids about Santa and letting them work out their beliefs later. people see no harm in teaching religion to children. But in reality, religious teachings and practices sometimes cause serious mental damage to children. The public is somewhat familiar with sexual and physical abuse in a religious context. As journalist Jeanette has documented in Breaking Their Will, Bible-based religious groups that emphasizes patriarchal authority and family structure and uses harsh punishing methods can be destructive. But the problem isn't just physical and sexual abuse in religion. Emotional and mental treatment in authoritarian religion groups also can be damaging psychologically. Number one, toxic teachings like eternal damnation or original sin. 2. Religious practices or mindsets such as the need for punishments, black and white thinking, sexual guilt. Number 3. Neglect that parents neglect that prevents a person from having the information and opportunities to develop normally. And this will go back to the rights in the United Nations talks about the rights to information. And to me, it goes back to the American thing of the freedom of speech, the right to have and develop one's own ideas. So in addressing hereditary religion, one idea is to have a foster care system. In this one teacher told me, so I'm reading her thing. It's an anonymous teacher, so she doesn't want me to give her name. But anyway, she said, in addressing hereditary religion, one idea that she has is the foster care system in her area is full of Christians who force creationism on children who are not even theirs. It is disturbing that they care so much about brainwashing and so little about helping children with the basic needs. There is a few children in her class that are living it now. The need is real. Don't get her wrong, that she's thankful that they are being taken care of in the foster system. She just wishes that the people that are being the foster parents would respect their child's religious rights or the right to choose their religion or their beliefs. And I can personally say that I experienced that. I felt when I was a child, how I was raised, that I didn't have a right to choose. And I felt that any time, even as an adult, when I at 36 became an atheist, I was very fearful that I was going to lose all my family. And I've really lost close connections with all my family. And even my mom, when she first found out, she wanted to, like every time that I would talk to her and something was wrong, she would say, let me pray for you. She's a fundamentalist Christian. And one time when I already became an atheist because of I was in college and I learned stuff, and so I turned atheist in college just all on my own. Wasn't even trying to. But anyway, so when she went to go pray for me one time, because I hadn't told her because I was trying not to, she said to me, let's pray for you, and I just didn't make any sound, or I kind of like, or something, I don't know. But she realized that I was not, happy about what she had, said she'd pray for me. So she said to me, are you angry at God? And I said, well, can't be angry at God because I don't believe in a God. Anyways, we argued a little bit, and she hung up on me, and she didn't talk to me for about 2 months. And then when she did talk to me again, she said, "Oh, I've decided, I'm gonna go and love you anyways, and regardless if you're an atheist." And I said, "Don't do me any favors because I haven't done anything wrong. There's no reason why I should feel bad because I no longer believe in things not in evidence, things not proven." I mean, so she basically, hung up on me again, and it was about another 2 months that she called me again. And at that time, she said she loves me, period. And I said, I love her too. And so, but I mean, just the fact of that, I mean, here I am an adult, and it still wasn't okay for me to make, in a sense, my own choices. And I mean, this is the kind of thing a child, is ostracized. So to me, we really have to address this issue. And I appreciate people, doing articles on it and everything. And we need to do videos, articles. We need to get the word out. We need to start caring about the rights of these children. And if we believe in religious freedom, then I want it extended to the child. And I think that to get there, we're going to have to acknowledge it's happening. We're going to have to make, an establishment of what a child's rights are, so that we can start, applying this and protecting rights. And that's what I think is the most important thing we have to try to do, is figure out how we can start respecting the rights of children, especially their rights to, just have their own mind and their own ideas. All right, then.